From Scripps Sports, this is Bobcat Insider, sponsored by First Interstate Bank.
The regular season is complete, and the Bobcats are back-to-back Big Sky champs with back-to-back undefeated regular season titles. Hello, everybody. I'm Keaton Galogly, back with you on the Bobcat Insider for our playoff edition of shows. No Grace Lawrence, as she has taken a new job and heading down to Salt Lake City, so we are ready to go and carry you through as long as this playoff run will go. Today, we've got head coach Brent Vigen stopping by the studio, and we'll also talk to Billings West alum, as well as Missoula Sentinel alum, linebacker Neil Daly, as the Bobcats are coming off the championship and a slew of postseason awards. Head coach Brent Vigen named the Coach of the Year in the Big Sky for the third time now in his 5 seasons. Caden Dowler named Defensive Player of the Year as well, and he was, of course, high school teammates with Neil Daly, which we'll talk about in just a sec. And quarterback Justin Lamson was the Newcomer of the Year in the Big Sky Conference as well, while 5 different Bobcats were named to the first team All-Conference postseason award list. We're talking about all of that and more coming up after this timeout.
Welcome back to Bobcat Insider, sponsored by First Interstate Bank.
Back on the Bobcat Insider, Keaton Galogly alongside head coach Brent Vigen. And coach, congratulations, your 3rd Big Sky championship. Heck of a run. That was a heck of a week 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, it sure was. Obviously a lot on the line that Saturday in Missoula. And to get it done, and play the way we did and have to, just to keep responding on that particular Saturday. And it was a pretty special win. And obviously, winning the conference is huge. The home field advantage is huge, but certainly beating them was as big a thing as anything.
Yeah, bring me inside some of that emotion on the field. The Great Divide Trophy is making its circle. You get to hand off the Big Sky Trophy to the team as well. What was that emotion like?
Yeah, you don't get too many opportunities just to take it all in, I guess. For our guys to be able to catch their breath a little bit and enjoy the fruits of their labor. So that's what that was. Didn't anticipate that we may be on the field that long, but they ended up bringing the trophy out to us, and parents and families were let down on the field. So, yeah, a great way to cap off our day over there before the bus ride home.
Yeah. One of the numbers that I haven't heard talked about too much was Justin Lamson, 0 interceptions, no turnovers in Big Sky play. How miraculous is that for a quarterback?
Yeah, I guess I didn't even know that. I knew it had been a while since he'd threw an interception. He's done a really good job of taking care of the football, and a lot of decisions that have to be made playing that spot that can put the football in harm's way. And you can't even think of a lot of plays that, boy, if that kid would have made that play. I mean, he's just been really good with the football. He's completing the ball at a high rate, and we got some really good weapons to throw it to, too. So, I think our offense has really come a long ways this fall, and, excited what we have moving forward.
So with that, Justin Lamson named the Newcomer of the Year in the Big Sky. Caden Dowler named the Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Sky as well. And, of course, had that big-time interception. It did feel like after that interception a little bit, he was kind of calming some of his teammates down. What did you see in your team's response after that pick six?
Yeah, we had a little practice at it the week before. I think just being able to take it all in, take the lead, obviously, but then know you have to go right back out there and play defense. I think that's probably where Caden's head was at. Knew the game wasn't done at all. Knew we'd have to keep responding, and I think it was such a big swing in that game, but it wasn't the end of it. And Caden keeps showing up in big time ways, but our defense really hung in there against a very good offense, and appreciate how they continued to fight throughout the game.
So in addition to those 2 awards, you were named Big Sky Coach of the Year, which is very exciting. And I know for you, that award really comes to also with a lot of the staff that you have. And you had so much turnover coming into this year. What have you just liked the way your staff has worked together, come together, and helped build the team that is today? Yeah,
it's a process. Defensively we elevated and had Trent Green, and he was a great addition. But I really felt like the guys that were elevated. Sean, Bap, Shep, Jody, have all really taken on new roles, and that group is really worked well together. I think week in, week out to put our guys in the best position possible. Really appreciate that. And then on offense, we were really new in a lot of ways, and Pete heading it up, and I think going through the season, really learning about our guys, learning about the staff, and really being able to say, what can we do to keep getting better? And it's not just being the same all the time. I think we've continued to learn who we are as the season's gone along, and a lot of credit goes to the coaches on both sides of the football.
So with that win and, of course, the work throughout the year, you got the Thanksgiving week off, the bye week in the first round. How'd you guys utilize that week?
Yeah, we worked ahead. Spent a day and a half essentially on Youngstown and a day and a half against Yale. So I had a practice, with both teams. Obviously, the game played out, and it was quite the game. So we finished up our prep on Saturday with a practice towards Yale, and keep working forward towards them. A lot of credit goes to them for winning that game, and at the same time, everybody got a chance to get away too. The guys got about 50 hours off, and a lot of them got home. A lot of them went with other guys to their homes. So it's a great day that we've been able to take advantage of, each of these years with a bye. Also got a chance to volunteer a little bit in the community. So it was a great week, and we're really excited to get back on the field this week, though, at the same time.
So also within that week on the Wednesday, put out the statement that you were sticking here and getting ready to go. As you go through these opportunities, with success come opportunities, how do you communicate with your team during that time just so that they're in the know and what they need to know?
Yeah, we had a team meeting on Monday, and laid it out there pretty straightforward that my ability to coach this particular team was going to be a priority, and ultimately it played out the way it did. Put the release out there on Wednesday, just to give a State of the Union where we're at with signing day this week, with this team, with so much to play for. Just wanted to be able to say, hey, the Vigens are here, and really excited about what we've had behind us and what we have in front of us.
As you do navigate these types of things, who do you talk to? Who do you rely on? And what type of advice are you seeking during those moments?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think as you go through the season, you probably internalize a little bit. Certainly, Molly and I have a lot of discussions about it. And you do have mentors within the profession, but so many people are doing their thing too. So I think I had a fair amount of conversations that last week with guys that I've worked with over the years, and again, certainly starts with Molly and the discussions we have as a family and what's best for our family moving forward.
Well, I know for the Bobcat family, they're all very excited that you decided this was still the best situation, and we get the opportunity to dive into what we hope is a long playoff run, and that brings Yale into town coming up next. Let's start on their offensive side as we kind of get ready to go. Dante Reno, coach's son at quarterback, and of course the Ivy League Offensive Player of the Year at running back.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's certainly going to be one of the best guys we faced all year, and at the same time, it does start with the quarterback, coach's son. Very effective passer, and they got some really good guys to throw it to on the outside, receivers, tight ends. But I will come back to that running back. He's a good one, and we're going to definitely have to have many guys to the party to bring him down. He's a big, strong guy that can get out and go at the same time.
And finally, on their defensive side, they also got the Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year, Abu Kamara, at the nickel spot. What are they doing well on the defensive side?
Yeah, really active second level with their backers, their safeties in particular. They play a bunch of guys up front. They've gotten after passers from time to time, a good number of sacks, but it's really that linebacker safety room that you say is those guys are all over the place, and they blitz them. They play them in coverage. They play sideline to sideline, and our matchups with them are going to be critical. With our backs in particular.
All right. Well, we've got some winter weather around this week. Ready to get into some football weather this week?
Absolutely. We'll take it however it comes. I'm just excited to be home here in Bozeman.
No doubt. Going to be a lot of fun. That kickoff is at noon on Saturday for the second round of the FCS playoffs. All right. We're going to take a break. On the other side of this timeout, we will recap and take a look at some of the highlights from that win 2 weeks ago, and then linebacker Neil Daly joins us on the Bobcat Insider.
Welcome back to Bobcat Insider, sponsored by First Interstate Bank.
What a thrilling win it was in the 124th Brawl of the Wild with an undefeated Big Sky title on the line 2 weeks ago. Let's go ahead and relive all of that right now.
Solo Big Sky Championship is on the line today, and on top of that, the winner of this one today will have home field advantage through the playoffs. Under center takes the snap, hands it off. Adam Jones up the middle, dives forward for the goal line. Is he in? Waiting for the signal. Yes! Touchdown, Bobcats! The Missoula Bobcat, Adam Jones, finds his way into the end zone for his 25th career rushing touchdown. receivers left, 2 to the right, the snap. Hayat will throw. He looks over the middle, and it is incomplete. Picked up. Caden Dowler has it. He's down the left sideline to 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cats! Caden Dowler in a flash, and the Bobcats have the lead on the pick six. Formation for the Bobcats in white, and they're going to plant that gold helmet on top of the Great Divide Trophy and take it home and take advantage in the Great Divide Rally. Here's the snap. Lamson takes a knee, and that will do it. And the Bobcats win it 31-28. The 2025 undefeated Big Sky champs are Montana State, and they win it in Missoula.
Truly some incredible scenes in Missoula from 2 weeks ago, and now the Bobcats get a chance to come home for the noon kickoff against Yale for the second round of the FCS playoffs. Coming up, we're talking to fifth-year junior linebacker Neil Daly after this timeout.
Welcome back to Bobcat Insider, sponsored by First Interstate Bank.
We're back with linebacker Neil Daly as the Bobcats get set for their second round matchup of the FCS playoffs against Yale. All right, Neil, first of all, congratulations. Big Sky champ. You're third in your 5 years here at Montana State. How you feeling, man?
I feel pretty good. It's a great thing for the team just to keep going and respond after that 2 losses to start the season and just rattle off 10 in a row.
Yeah, going to be getting now a third Big Sky championship ring as well. Where are your first 2 sitting around?
Honestly, I showed them to my grandparents last weekend in Butte, and then I think they just made it back to my parents' house. So
okay, yeah, good. Just kind of keep it off to the side until afterwards you can really start to enjoy them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When you think back to when you did come here, because you of course were a Choate recruit and then part of Brent Vigen's first year here. You know what? If we had told you were going to win 3 Big Sky championships at that point, is that something you would have believed?
Yeah, for sure, I would have believed it because the first day you step on campus in those summer lifts, you just see how the seniors were attacking stuff, and you could tell this place was different, and it's just trying to keep that standard held high.
Yeah, and we're seeing that standard for sure now as we get into the playoffs. We'll get all into that, but how was your holiday, the Thanksgiving schedule? What did you do for the holiday week?
It was good, yeah. I was able to get out and go hunt with my dad for a couple mornings, a couple days, and getting here practicing, I think helping out the community with community service and being hanging out with the teammates. So, yeah, it's pretty fun.
Nice. Did you guys catch anything?
No, we didn't. Nothing this year. It's been a wild couple of years, but it's always fun to get outside.
Yeah, at the end of the day, just getting out with some loved ones is a big part of that. All right, well, let's talk about this Montana game a little bit. What a game, what a day, what a Saturday afternoon. You know, up in the broadcast booth, it felt like you guys played basically like 4 straight fourth quarters in this game. What was just the ebb and flow of this game to you?
Honestly, when you're playing them, they're a great team, and it's tough to kind of rattle off a couple stops with how explosive that offense is, and it was one of those. We were going out there every play, felt like the game was on the line every single play, and just kind of getting through it with the 1, 2, 3, and fourth quarter, just treating them all like the same and just trying to treat every play as it's just as important as the next.
Yeah, you know, one thing that kind of came out of this game, a lot of guys have talked about the mental training you guys did to get ready for this game. What stood out? What was some of that mental training that you felt like you relied on during this game?
A lot of it's when stuff's not going your way, you have to find a way to get your mind back, get your head right, and a lot of it we've been working on just learning how to breathe and learning how to focus your mind back when you're thinking about the play you just messed up or stuff that's just been going wrong all game and trying to focus on the next play and the next play, especially when you got that crowd noise out there rattling around and they make a big play. It's like you got to line up and you got to do it again. Yeah,
no doubt. Speaking of the crowd noise, too, it looked like it was a nice Bobcat contingent right behind your guys' bench. How loud was that Bobcat contingent, especially after that Caden Dowler interception?
It's just great. It's loud when you have your fans right behind you, especially when it's the parents. They just love to be there and they're supporting their kids. So it's just fun when them sitting behind you and you kind of look over and see them celebrating when everyone does something, and it's a blast.
Yeah. Speaking of the Dowler interception, one of the big-time plays in this game, what was your perspective of that interception, his return?
That was a huge play for us. I was sitting off on the sideline. I was kind of watching. I saw our linebacker Cole Taylor lined up on that Wortham, and that's one of those things you look at. He's such a dangerous player, but Cole had great coverage. Ball was tipped. Caden was in the right spot, and just making a great play that's going to be probably looked at for the next 20, 30 years.
Yeah, no doubt. That's one you write in bronze and is in the lore of Bobcat history for a long, long time. And for Caden Dowler now, Defensive Player of the Year, very exciting to see that, especially for a guy you were high school teammates with at Billings West. What's it like to see a guy like that you've been with on the football field for so long get an award like that?
It's big time to see because it's one of those things when you're in high school, you can just tell he's a great athlete, he's a great player, but he's also incredibly intelligent. And you can see that with his film study every day. He's always in the film room. And when you see a guy who's gone through as much as him be able to come back and succeed, it's honestly, it helps out the young kids who are going through the same stuff. We have guys who are out for the season just in fall camp and all that, and the young guys who are just freshmen. It's great for them to be able to see someone who's gone through that and been able to come back and become the Defensive Player of the Year for our conference.
Yeah, he had the 2 season-ending injuries. Of course, you got hurt in week 1, got back for week 7. Was he somebody who was also kind of in your ear while you were rehabbing that elbow injury?
A lot of the whole team's just kind of in your ear. They're trying to help you out because everyone at some point gets hurt. I know when I was going through it, I think 2 years ago, there was Nolan Askelson. I hurt my ankle, and that was one of those things. He told you, if you play this game long enough, it's going to get you. And that's one of those things that's truly stuck with me, that this game's going to get you. It's not the most forgiving game, but it's the thing, it's being able to be with your teammates and do all that stuff that makes it worth it in the end to come back and try to come back from injury and do that thing.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a lot of fun to watch the way that all plays out. And for you, as you guys finish up this semester of academics as well as a civil engineering major, I imagine that's a hefty balance between the academics and the athletics for you.
It's been a balance for the entire year. It's just all about scheduling your time and keeping that schedule every week by finding time to do homework and making sure you set that time aside every week. And honestly, it's getting pretty easy because I'm getting close to graduating, or hopefully we can make it, but the classes are seeming to lighten up right now, which is nice.
Yeah, that's good when you can expand it a little bit. And as a civil engineer, if you could build anything you could possibly build, anything you want, what would it be?
I've been thinking a lot about bridges lately. I just think they're phenomenal to look at, and just to see the engineering that goes into them, it's something that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I like that. And there's, of course, a lot of rivers to have to build a bridge over in this state and around, too. All right, well, we're getting ready to go for some of the playoffs now, too. First time we're in the playoff run where you guys have that indoor facility, and I know that's something that's been very, very helpful this week. How are you guys kind of mixing up the practice both inside and outside right now?
We're just kind of mixing it up based on what we're able to do outside. It's with the weather dependent. Being able to be inside is incredible, but when you get outside and kind of get on that turf and feel how the surface is going to be for the game, it's something you have to be able to use. Which is, you can't be in the indoor the entire time and expect to come out there and play great.
Right. So you guys balancing practices kind of in both, one day inside, one day outside. How are you guys kind of doing that?
Generally, we've been starting inside generally, which is nice for the older guys because it's warmer in there, so your body's kind of warm up a lot faster than it would outside right now. But it's just great to be able to do both. Yeah,
well, it's going to be good, especially if we've got a long playoff run in front of us. And in order to do that, you got a tough matchup against the Yale Bulldogs coming up on Saturday for the noon kickoff. Tell us a little bit about this Yale offense we're going to see at Bobcat Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, Yale, they're a great team. They were able to win the Ivy League this year, and they beat a great team last week. So it's going to be fun to kind of go up and play against them. They have some great players who do some great things. They're really good at what they do, which is fun, and it's just trying to use our stuff and be able to maybe discombobulate them a little bit.
Yeah, Josh Pitzenberger, the Offensive Player of the Year in the Ivy League, their running back, number 7, had a monster game last week, over 200 yards. What are you seeing from him, and how do you guys have to slow him down?
He's an incredibly tough and patient runner. You can just tell by the way he does things. He knows where he's going to hit the ball, and he's going to hit it hard, and you just kind of got to bring your own stuff to try to tackle the guy. So it's going to be a fun one to go up against him.
All right, well, we're ready to go. Another big playoff run starting on Saturday. Neil, thanks for stopping by.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get you ready to go for that matchup between Montana State and Yale on the Bobcat Insider.
Welcome back to Bobcat Insider, sponsored by First Interstate Bank.
We certainly appreciate our conversation with linebacker Neil Daly and the candor from head coach Brent Vigen, who was up for a couple of those high-powered jobs over that last week during Thanksgiving, but putting out the statement on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving saying he's sticking here and ready to go to coach this team through what we all hope is a long playoff run for this Bobcat football team. Coming up on Saturday, it'll be a noon kickoff at Bobcat Stadium, and it will be the Yale Bulldogs who are coming to town, the champions of the Ivy League, who have a very strong team coming into this matchup. It'll be fun to see how that all plays out. All right, as we look forward, as long as the Bobcats are in the playoffs, we will continue with the Bobcat Insider, so we hope you stick with us throughout this December run that we hope will end in January in Nashville this year for the FCS Championship. Until next time, this is Keaton Galogly saying so long, and thanks for watching the Bobcat Insider.